Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Good to see you guys again. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men. I've been away for a little while, and it's definitely good to see everyone to be back. I'm not 100%, but I definitely wanted to pop in because I missed everybody, and I wanted to provide some type of update here this evening about what's been going on. Just kind of catch up. There's a lot happening, you know. And so tonight's show, it's not so much going to be one of the typical topics we're going to cover, but I wanted to kind of bring uh, my viewers up to date on what's been happening with me and just talk about something that's very, very important, near and dear to me personally, so that you know where I'm coming from. So I see I've got a couple of people popping in. Hannah, how you doing, sweetheart? And I've got some of my brothers joining me. Got my brother Bert. How's it going out there, Mr. Bert?
Hey, bro. Good seeing you. I missed you. I missed you.
Yes, I missed you seeing you guys. Thank you. I thank you. I appreciate you, man, for being here. Appreciate you. Definitely
Yes,
seeing you.
all the time. You know it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. And that you're here is going to highlight what I'm going to be talking about tonight.
Okay.
Absolutely. Then I got my brother Kenny as well. Saw my brother Kenny on Monday, but I get to see you today. What's up, brother Kenny?
Man, what's good, my brother? Always good to see my brothers. Bert, man, it's been a minute. Good to see you, my brother.
What's up,
Yes,
man?
sir. Yes,
Just,
sir. Yes,
just
sir. Good to see you.
good to be above ground, brother. Good to be
Absolutely.
above ground.
You guys are playing right into where I want to go tonight, so I appreciate that. And I got my big head sister on the line. What's going on, sis? How you doing?
What's up, y'all? What's up,
Hey, what's up,
everybody?
Sherry? How
Hey,
you
All
doing,
right,
sister.
Sherry?
all right. Always good to see my sis, and as you said, being above ground. So, and that's kind of where I want to go. And before I get into my main topic, I kind of want to bring you guys up to speed a little bit. Hannah says she'll be in soon, so we hope to see your fiance Bert, because I appreciate all of you guys. And again, for anybody watching this show live, or you get to watch it, I hope that you get something out of tonight's show, what we're going to be talking about. But before I get into the actual topic, let me bring everybody up to speed on where I've been, what's been going on, because I went media dark here for a little bit, and I'm very proud and pleased that it's always good to be missed, you know, and it wasn't on purpose, but I had a lot of things going on, for some of my closer viewers and friends, they might know that over the last 4 months, I had taken on a new job, you know. And then I just moved. I'm in my new place. I've been here now a week, going on 2 weeks. So,
All right.
and so just to kind of bring you guys up to speed, oh my God, the stress behind, if you haven't moved in a while, it is super duper stressful, you know,
Mm.
add to just the normal pressures and stresses of moving, from one place, everything you own, and you accumulate so much junk and things you got to throw away, and living in a city where I don't have any family. So to try to get people to help to do this, all in the midst of being new on my job. Thank you. Thank Hans, congratulations. I appreciate that. And so even on my new job, getting acclimated, my goal was to come in, put my head down, make my 90 days, do my job, and keep it pushing. Well, I ended up taking on the responsibilities of two new programs that got launched, and they put me in charge of it, even though I'm new. So, in addition to learning my day to day, all of a sudden now I am the go to person that everybody's looking at as the subject matter expert. And so that took a lot away from me being able to prepare these shows like I normally would. And anybody who knows me and you've been following me for a long time, I'm not one of those kind of people that I believe in faking it to make it. If I'm not going to do it justice, then I'd rather not do it. So I try my best through the time I've been doing this show, never to just come on and throw out trash. I never want to be just a talking head. A lot of research goes into my shows, a lot of thought. These are my babies. I appreciate you guys coming on and your time. So I never trot out just something that's half-assed. And so with not being able to put, my all into it, I had to pull back and, because I wasn't able to do the research. Having said that, I think that I'm getting to a solid ground, and I wanted to kind of pop in and just let you guys know that I'm back. You know, the shows will start back to be building to the content that you've come to hopefully expect from me and my group. And you probably noticed tonight that I'm missing someone.
I was gonna ask you about
Me
that. Yeah.
too.
I'm missing my co-host and best friend, McMac. I literally gave her the night off. Just so you know. If
Okay.
you watched the post I put on this weekend, I said I had my first house guest. That was Tasha.
Okay.
Tasha came up, and it wasn't a pleasure visit, so to speak. She came up to work to help me get settled in. When I moved in, it was one of the worst moving experiences I've ever had with unprofessional movers. So I just to say this: sometimes we want to support Black businesses.
Mm. You got bit, huh? Gotcha.
Man,
Yeah.
never again.
Wow.
I'm just gonna give you my personal experience. Never, never again. That's not to say that I won't employ Black people. That's not to say that I won't even support my own people. You know, if you know me, you know that I'm all about that. But I would never do that in deference to what has to be done. Because I will say this about the others. They may hate your guts, but one thing they're not gonna F up is their money and their reputation.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
once you walk out the door, they might say that fat Black such and so or whatever. They can think whatever they want to, but they're not going to mess up their money and they're not going to mess up their good name.
Yeah.
And with us, with the bros, one of the worst experiences I've ever had. Um, I'm not even going to go into that. My sister knows some details about that. I had to get New York ignorant, folks,
Mm.
in my new place.
Wow.
This is all
Wow.
you need to know about that move. They are barred from the premises. They can never set foot on these premises.
Wow.
So, in their efforts to cheat me, they cheated themselves out of being. This is a luxury apartment building that they can never set foot in. That if you called tomorrow and said that, hey, I would like to move to the Bryant, they couldn't set foot here. They
Right.
are barred from the premises.
Wow.
Just
That's
so you
crazy.
know,
That bad.
you
Yeah.
know. And this is the name of the group is the Brotherhood Moving Company. Yes, I said it. I'm putting them on full blast. Some of the worst individuals ever. They actually have some Instagram page. Don't ever use them. The most ghetto, ruthless, unprofessional people, and they give all Black businesses a bad name.
Mm,
Now,
mm, mm.
so with that said, Tasha came. The girl worked. I had boxes everywhere. I had big boxes on top of little boxes, stuff turned upside down, stuff broken. Like I said, I had to get New York ignorant. And Tasha came and helped me sort things out. My stuff is in storage. I've got space. I'm getting to a good place, you know, uh, to where I can do what I do. And with that said, life moves on, which brings me to what we are going to be talking about tonight. Tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And before I get into this, I've been talking for the last 8 minutes. What does that mean to you guys when you hear tomorrow is not? I know we've all heard it before. What does that mean to you guys? And I'll tell you why I chose this. Anybody?
So what I see in it is you better live your life to the full every day because God ain't promising that you're gonna wake up to see another day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anybody want to add anything to it?
And I will say, I will continue from our conversation on Monday, Black. Uh, that dash. We all gonna have that dash one day. So what you do between that dash, you make sure you be the best you can be, and just like Sherry said, you live life to the fullest. And also, with this pandemic we dealing with since spring of 2020, I've lost relatives. I've lost numerous relatives since 2020 from this pandemic, and just from other things too. So that also tells me to value your family because you never know when they're gone. Matter of fact, we buried one of my second cousins today. I wasn't able to go to her gravesite services, but she passed last week, 44 years old, out of the blue. So tomorrow's not promised really means tomorrow's not promised.
Thank you. Thank you. And my prayers to you and your family, Brother Ken.
Thank you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not to be too deep, but I'll take it even a step further. You know, it's hard in these days and times to stay conscious of the fact that you're not guaranteed the next minute, let alone the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that, you know, you want to maximize the day. You want to go ahead and shoot for the galaxy because it's not promised. But like you were saying, I've been around family. I've been up and down going to Philadelphia. And just to see my dad, you know, celebrate his 70th. You know, people don't know, it's like I gave him a hug and I was shedding tears because,
Right. Yeah.
you know, you just looking back and you seeing family and you seeing everybody happy. And that's always been my desire for everybody, for friends, for close ones, for families, whoever. I just want you to be happy.
Right.
And I was able to spend some time with my brothers weeks before that. And I just sat back and looked at them and I was just happy because everybody was happy. And I was like, this is what life is all about. You know, it's good to have the money and everything. You can have access to a lot, but to see your family, to know that, hey, they don't have to be here. And there's people that's doing way worse
Yes, it is.
than what I can ever complain of. So I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for my family. And, you know, hey, I thank God. I thank the Almighty that, you know, every day, like you said, Kenny, you can have another day above ground.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys for saying that. And Brother Ken, Monday's show is what sparked this show. When you talked about that dash, I had a different show in mind, and you don't know this, but Monday that struck deep within me because I was depressed,
Mm.
you know, and I've been
Wow.
battling a depression
Mm.
because of what you said. As I've been monitoring social media over the last month and a half, I've lost some good people. And people I talk to have lost some good people. A lot of my Facebook family. Every time I've been media dark for a reason, because every time I've logged in, somebody else is gone.
Mm.
You know, and families are losing multiple people. And as
Mm.
you said, Brother Kenny, with this pandemic, this is a different loss than before. You know, if they're passing from COVID, they're dying alone.
Yeah. Yep.
They're going in the worst possible way. They're dying alone.
Yeah.
And so when you talked about that desk, Kenny, on Monday's show, I got off that show and I broke all the way down.
Oh wow.
I lost a really, really good friend, you know, on September the 3rd.
Mm.
And it hit me. And long story short, from going back doing my research, it looks initially like I thought he had taken his own life. Well, I
Mm.
found out today that wasn't the case.
Okay.
He,
Wow.
you know, he
Wow.
lost. It's a very close friend of mine. Somebody I've been friends with for 18 years.
Wow.
Young guy, 44 years old.
Wow. Mm.
Um,
Mm.
and yeah, COVID.
Mm.
And
Mm.
to go back and find out the backstory of how he left here and dying alone, it put me in the mind of how me and my sister lost our brothers, you know, to HIV and AIDS. And so I'm struggling here, and I'm gonna do my best.
All right. Well, we
But I'm
got you, brother. We
but
got
I'm
you.
struggling
Yeah.
here because I've been depressed about this,
Yeah.
because you think you have time and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And you have all these plans of where I'm going to get settled in, and I'm going to reach out to my partner, because I literally hadn't talked to him in a while, and I tell him, come on up, man. And then y'all never got that chance. I never got a chance to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when you talked about that dash,
Hang in there, brother. It's heavy. Yeah. Let it out, bro. Let it out. Yep.
so
Let it out. I understand, bro. We got you.
so
Give him strength. Give him strength. Lord, give him strength right now.
Tasha
Strengthen him
was
right
having
now.
a bad day, and I told her to take the night off because I love her and she helped me so much. And we have to take care of ourselves better,
Yeah.
and we have to be
Yes.
better to each other.
Right.
So I wanted to come on. I missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed you too, bro.
This
Yeah,
Real talk, for
definitely.
this
real.
pandemic has forced us into a new reality where we don't physically see people. And when Tasha came up, that was the first time. This is my best friend. That was the third time I've seen her in over 5 years that I've
Wow.
physically seen her. And so we made a commitment. We would never let that kind of time go by ever again. You know, Kennard,
Yeah.
my brother, I miss all of y'all. Y'all have no idea. And so when I say tomorrow's not promised, but I'm going to lighten the mood here in a second because this is not about death. This show is going to be about life. Death has already robbed us of so much. And without
Hmm.
getting extremely spiritual on people, you know, people may not know that I know the Bible very well. Revelations 21, 3 and 4 talks about a day when death will be no more, crime will be no more. You know, God's original purpose for us was not to die. You know, Romans tells us that the wages of sin is death. Death is the enemy. It's a debt owed from losing the precious gift of everlasting life. So, without getting too deep into that, we're not going to give death any more power. It's taken enough from us. So, this
Mm.
is going to be a show about life. It's
Word.
going to be about, as you guys said, making the most of what we have because many of us are leaving this mortal coil way too early,
Yeah.
way too early. And so we're going to make the most of this. And so I want to talk about giving people their flowers while they are alive. You know,
Mm.
Bert, you talked about your dad being 70. Sherry, our mom has a birthday coming up when?
On the 19th, she's gonna be 86.
That's a
86 years old.
that's a man. That's a
That's a
blessing,
blessing.
man. Yes,
86
yo,
years old.
that's what's up.
It's a
Yeah,
blessing, Kenny, but she the
yeah.
most miserableest.
N-
Oh my
but
God.
but that's where I want to go with this,
But
sis.
that's okay though. That's
That's who she
okay.
is.
Speak,
That's who she is.
and I'm especially glad to hear Ken speak on the precious, as ornery as my mother is, but my brother coming from you, speak on the preciousness of us having her.
Anytime I hear someone speak on their mother or even their father having another born day, it just brings happiness to me, but it also brings sadness to me because
Right.
I lost my mother at 53 years old back in 2005. So it's always bittersweet to hear people talk about their mother. And then to hear about a lot of mothers, like your mother will be what, 86, you say, 87, 86?
6 years old.
80,
Wow. I'm just amazed because I be thinking about, man, I wonder what my mother would have been like at 80 years old.
Right.
You know, that's something that my brother and I would never have the chance to know. So I always tell people, man, get your parents. I don't care how ornery or how much they get on your nerves or what this and that, whatever they. Oh, look, man, do not take those moments with your parents lightly because they're not gonna be here forever. Some gonna be gone young, like my mother was, and some gonna live a long, full life. And by the time it's their time to transition, you're gonna be like, you know what? My mom and my pops lived a long life. It's all good. It hurts that they're gone, but you'll know in your heart that I spent the time in those moments that I had with them. I can cherish those.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I want to read something to you guys. When we hear the expression giving flowers while they're alive, it says, while I've heard the expression countless times, I am guilty of taking my loved one's life and presence for granted. In hindsight, I wish that I could turn back the hands of time. Yet in life, there is no rewind. COVID-19 has heightened my awareness and urged me to stop taking my loved ones for granted. And it's taken a pandemic and being still and the wisdom which comes with age to arrive at this conclusion. And now that I'm cognizant, I aim to make strides to make amends. It is my objective to appreciate the valuable relationships that I failed to nurture into their fullness. Living with regret is not a chapter I want told within my story.
Mm, that's heavy. That's
That's,
deep. And that's heavy.
that's,
That's
that's
real.
deep. That's,
That's real.
but it's
Yeah.
truth. It's facts.
Hmm.
You know, speak on it, my brother Brother Bird.
Yeah, it's facts. I know in times past, and I thank brother Kenny for talking about with his mom, because that actually helped me out, as well as Hannah as well, as far as with our relationship, and not taking that for granted. A lot of times when you get caught up in your feelings and your emotions,
Yep.
because that person always been there, you kind of take it for granted. Like, man, I don't care, don't be treating me this way. I remember X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, you do learn from others and from what they don't have, and know that could have easily been you. So
Yep.
now it helps me to cherish the family, and yeah, I can't rewind. I wish I could, but you know what they say, that youthfulness is wasted on the young.
Yep.
And, but when you get a little bit older, you get a little bit wiser, as you
Yeah.
should. You learn, and hopefully God preserved them enough where you can go ahead and come back and at least get some things back on track. So that's what I was saying in the beginning about, looking at my brothers, because I haven't really been in touch with my brothers the way I should have been.
Right.
We still came together like it was nothing. Had
Right.
a great time, but just to see them happy, just to see my dad happy.
That's right.
It means the world to me, more than money, because I want to
Yeah.
see them happy.
Right. Yeah.
So, that was facts what you was talking about, Black, and I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Yeah,
Exactly.
you gotta take inventory.
And that's where it hit me. And it's not just our parents. It talked about nurturing relationships. So that's the other reason why I knew it was the right time for me to step back into this platform, even though I'm still dealing with other things. But because tomorrow's not promised to us, I couldn't wait. I can't wait another week. So I needed to come on tonight, if for nothing else, to tell all of you and any of the people who've been watching me how much I love you and how much I appreciate you and how much it has meant to me to get through this pandemic and these times of being alone, maybe not necessarily lonely, but being alone, and how much this has meant to me, to week after week after week after week, we've been coming into each other's lives. So I'm grateful for my mom, of course, but I couldn't wait anymore, because my boy Fabian, he's gone. I won't never get the chance to say what I want to say to him,
Yeah.
and I have to live with that guilt of that. I have to carry that. Man,
Yeah.
and that's a
Yeah, let me say this too, Black. I think
uh-huh.
this is another thing that we have to do better with. We have to do better with reaching out to those that means something to us, and checking on them. Because I know most of us are guilty of, we'll get a phone call, we'll look at who it is, you say, I'll talk to them later.
Yep.
Or you get a text from somebody like, I'll respond to that when I get a chance. We
Yep.
got to stop that. We got to stop that.
You're leading everywhere where I'm going. So I'll read something else to you guys. It says, in no way am I saying to stop giving flowers to the loved ones who have transitioned from this life. Yet, I'm urging you to take the time to check on, support, love, honor, and cherish your family and friends while you still have the chance. It's, if nothing more than to say, I am grateful that you are a part of my life. A phone call costs nothing, and a card with a heartfelt message will brighten anyone's day. Take nothing for granted. COVID-19 is spreading like wildfire. People are here one minute and gone the next. People are dying all alone. It would be nice for them to be able to cherish the great times and memories you created together. Even though you are not physically present, the mere thought of you will put a smile on their face. So that's exactly, we don't write notes anymore.
Nope.
We become addicted to our cell phones, where we text message one another. I'm
Right.
encouraging anybody out there listening, pick up some of those old habits, believe it or not, especially for the older ones in our life. Get you up, if nothing, a little postcard. The time it'll take to write on the back and just say, hey, I was thinking about you, and send that off. But we don't do that anymore. And again, like you said, phone calls. The technology is here with Duo and all kinds of things to see that person's face. And I love what you said, Brother Kenny, where you get those calls and I'll talk to them later. What if later didn't happen? Stop, take a little bit of time, take that call, because it might be the last time you get to speak to that person. Take that call, give
and,
people their flowers. Like, go ahead, my brother.
and leave them a voice and leave a message. I know
Yes.
a lot of people don't like leaving voicemail, but I got a story. I remember the last voicemail that I got. My mother did not like leaving voicemail messages because she said that, well, you saw that I called, why I need to leave a message. That was
Right.
just her.
Right.
But I remember the last voicemail that she left a message this time, September 29th, 2005.
Wow.
Basically a month before she passed. And she said, son, this is your mother. And she was sort of weak. She said, I'm just calling, Kennedy. Say, I love you. What you doing? Give me a call back. And I saved that voicemail. I had a different phone. And, back then, the technology wasn't as good as then. But unfortunately, that voicemail, it wasn't able to transfer over, and I lost it. So,
wow.
And I say that to say this. Anytime I call somebody and they don't answer, I always leave a voicemail because I'm like, what if something happens? I want them to still have something, a piece of me, even if it's just my voice.
I got to do better. And so I thank you for sharing that. I do it at work, because it's part of professional etiquette. And then we get off work, and even more important, relationships, we drop the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We dropped the ball, so
Yeah.
I got to do better. My sister knows this. I'll say this last part about flowers. My sister's my beneficiary. Sherry's my beneficiary. She know I don't like funerals. My wish is to be cremated for that very reason. I don't want anybody huffing and puffing and over the shell that would be left of me and swapping lies about what they should have, could have, would have done.
Yeah.
You know, the casket with you.
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't want nobody. You don't want. Right. Like, Bert, they can't jump in the casket. I want to go. I want to go.
No.
Take
That's
me
what I
No,
say.
but Kenny,
Give
he
me
don't
mine
want
now.
he don't want no service, no nothing.
Nothing.
And he gonna tell me to take the ashes and straw them on the street so the bitches can walk on them. I'm not doing that. I saw
That's how I got down. That's how I got down. Give me back to the hoes that loved me. Give me back to the streets, And I know it sounds funny, but that's my wish.
Yeah.
She know I've repeated that. That's what I want. Some might be angry and want something different, but I would much rather be celebrated for the people who know me. You know what? Black was a damn fool. He was a tell the truth of who I was, and so that's why I said celebrate my life, and that's so for me. I to this, Sherry knows this. I don't really even like flowers all that much. Even when I've been in relationships, I don't really give flowers, per se. I mean, they're pretty to look at and all that kind of stuff, but I would much rather give something that's a little bit more tangible, that's a little bit more lasting, So I wasn't never really a flowers guy. So when Valentine's Day come, that's not my thing, But when I've been in relationships, I'm actually a pretty decent, better than decent boyfriend. I give gifts just because, So it doesn't have to be February 14th. If I love you, I'm always thinking of that person. I'm giving them stuff just because.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm a woman. I don't like flowers.
Me either.
Wow.
You don't like them?
Wow.
It's weird. Like, so
you two are anomalies.
I like a lily and I like synthetic flowers, like, to decorate. But actual flowers, no, they're gonna die. What is the purpose of those? I'm okay with it. I don't need flowers.
No, I didn't like them, Kenny, because when my husband didn't show up where he's supposed to show up, he come bringing me a teddy bear and some flowers. And I tore the arms off the teddy bear, wiped him upside with the flowers, and I told him, don't ever bring me none again. So I don't like flowers.
The arms off the bear.
You tore the arms off the bears. Oh my
I
God.
sure did. I tore the arms off the teddy bear and all the stuff, we spread it all out. I wrapped him up beside his head with the flowers. And I told him, don't bring me no flowers because you wrong. Like when you, it makes me
So
feel like you bringing me flowers because you're trying to make up. No, bring me
now,
flowers when you
so
ain't do
she has a
nothing. So I
very
probably would have
specific
liked.
reason why for her, you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
And then keep in mind, keep in
Understandable.
mind, Sherry, you've been married how long?
I've been married now 32
So
years.
right,
Mm.
you know.
I've been with him
Awesome.
So
35 years.
Awesome. That's awesome.
so there you go. So he
Yeah.
knows not to
Yeah.
bring her flowers.
Right. Right.
But just
I hope he
so
doesn't.
he has a very specific reason. But yeah, for me, it is just something I'd rather give something more tangible. Which brings me to another part of celebrating life. Let's talk about time. Because time, since we know that tomorrow's not promised to us, the question is time your enemy or is time your friend? What do you guys think I mean by that? Is
Good.
time your enemy or is it your friend? Because people
Mm.
look at time in different ways.
Yeah.
I
Everybody.
think,
That's a good
well,
question.
go ahead, Ken.
No, go ahead, Sherry. I'm thinking.
I think time can be your friend because some people can take it as your enemy. I mean, time is
No,
something
no,
you
no,
can't
no.
get back.
Let me stop you right there. I'm saying for you, is time your enemy or is time your friend? This is personal, not whether
Oh,
what it could be. For you, is time your enemy or is it your friend?
well, for me, time is my friend because pretty much I get to spend my time with who I want, how I want to spend it, and try to make it happy for me. You understand? I don't let it be an enemy for me because I don't like people wasting my time.
Okay. Okay. Good points.
Um.
Anybody?
Um.
I,
I would say. I'm gonna kind of continue what Sherry said because one of my favorite sayings is the only thing worse than wasted money is wasted time.
Yes, indeed.
So for me, time can be both because I think a lot of times we take time for granted. And I know I'm speaking for me. A lot of times I think, oh, I got time to do that, or I got time to get to that, or I'm gonna put that off tomorrow. You know, so in a way, it can be my enemy sometimes. But on the flip side, when it comes to family relationships and relationships with those that I love and I cherish, time is a friend because I do not take my time with those that I love for granted. And I also make sure that I make time for those that I love and cherish.
Right.
So it can work both ways for me.
Okay. Hannah, you was gonna go, sweetheart. Come on.
yeah, I'm gonna say before time was my enemy, I didn't use it the way I should have. I didn't appreciate the time I did have, and I was wasting it on people that didn't deserve my time,
Woo.
and especially
Woo.
family.
Mm, that's a
And
good one.
I'm
That's a good
learning,
one.
especially COVID taught me a lot. It really taught me what I need to use my time, how I need to spend it, and who I need to spend it with. So now time is my friend because I know I have more time for my family. I'm not traveling as far, so I can actually be happy with the time I have and use it to my advantage. So I think for me now it is my friend, but I can be honest, it was my enemy at one point in time.
You made some really good points. I
Real
love
good
it.
boy. So
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
Brother
yeah.
Bert, what you got to say?
Um, that's a rough one because I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I'm on both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I feel like, I got all the time in the world, but then there's another part of my brain, like, you're finite and you know that there's an endpoint somewhere along the line. So for me, it's a constant, a daily battle thinking that way. Sometimes I think I'm kind of warped, but it's just like I'm thinking on both sides of the fence, like, oh, I got time. I can do this and do that, and I maximize my time. I try not to waste time. But then I also know on the other end that there's a finality to
Yep.
this whole deal.
Yep.
So it's like we're kind of bumping heads a little bit more
Right.
because of the fact that it's like I feel like I'm in a rush,
Right.
because I know that, and I have a lot of examples around me. I'm seeing people, passing away, people younger than me,
Yes.
Hmm.
they're passing away. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? So now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I got to really speed things up and I got to really get things done, which could be to my detriment
Yep.
because I think time is running out for me. So that's
Yep.
where I'm at as far as the way I look at time.
I'm with you, Bert. You ever see that little? You ever think back to the old cartoons when a person get ready to make a decision? You got a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, and you know, and we think about how we making decisions. I when I thought about this time, I thought about it in the same way, like you, Bert, that we fool ourselves sometime. Play on words that we got plenty of time. I'll do this and I'll do that. I told you guys I'm coming to visit you guys.
And it's
Well,
September.
if so,
I'm playing.
and I saved it for this moment. I'm in my new place, and if that invitation still stands, I'm coming to visit y'all in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Ah,
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
so because we tell ourselves, I got time, and I'll do this down the road. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
so you said something right at the beginning, Bert. You says time is wasted on the youth. And I love that expression, and it is so true. But here's where I'm gonna give young people their credit versus us. One of the few things about them that I can say that I want to emulate. This newer generation, they have a YOLO mentality. You only live once. Now, I don't want to take the reckless parts of that. So I'm not saying go out and live it up and get sloppy drunk and this and that, so you're gonna die tomorrow. But what I do like about their mentality is they don't believe in my generation where we wait for everything. See, my generation has been taught that you work really hard for 30, 40 years and you get to be in your 60s, and then that's when you live the
That's
good life. You
right.
retire and you buy the Cadillac and this and that.
Yep.
One of the reasons why I moved to this apartment and I'm having a housewarming coming up, and I'm gonna show off my place, not to brag. This is not about bragging about. This is a celebration. But one of the reasons why I moved to this place is that very reason, that the young people's mentality. My thing was, in my whole life, I've been telling myself, Freddie, wait. You're gonna have your time to get your Cadillac. If you work and save your money, you're gonna have your time to move into the place of your dreams. If you just wait, you're gonna be able to get this and get that. Well, let me tell you what moving taught me. When you talk about time, enemy, and friend, I threw away so much shit that I never even got to use. I had clothes that had tags on them. I have 4 or 5 different sets of dishes that I've never eaten off of. I have brand new towels that never went on my back, but hoes used them, and I bought them for me. I threw
Not
away so
hoes.
much stuff, hoes, because
I missed this. I missed this. I'm happy you
because
back.
I programmed myself inside that every night when I go take a shower, I use my old stuff because I'm gonna save the new stuff for somebody if I get a family member come and visit, so I can always have some new towels. But what you're saving it for? And I
Right.
have clothes that I bought that it was gonna be for a special occasion, but then I got fatter and fatter, and now my fat ass can't get in it. And so I never got to get in it. So I had to donate this to the Goodwill and stuff. And so when I think about time being an enemy or a friend, it has, to your point, Bert, it has been my enemy in many ways, and it has imprisoned me. And so I made the decision to move in this building with all these amenities because I said, well, if I don't do it now, I'm 53 years old. When? What the
Yeah.
hell am I waiting on? Right now, I got sciatica, I got gout, high blood pressure. You know, I'm obese. I'm single. What the hell am I waiting on? If I don't do it now and treat myself well now, when? So you know what? I made a conscious decision that I make decent money. And so I moved in a building where those movers who I had it out with, you can't set foot in this building. And I'm glad. And I'm paying enough that I don't want to see certain kind of people. And I know that's bougie, but you're damn right I am bougie.
Thank you.
You heard that.
Be
I'm
bougie.
paying to be
Nothing
bougie.
wrong
You
with
heard
it.
that.
I'm
You
paying to be
pay.
a little bit bougie right about now.
Hey,
You
why
should.
not?
I hear
Why
you.
not? When you drink with the pinky up.
You feel me? And so I am making time more of my friend than ever before because we don't get do-overs,
Nope.
And we got to live whatever life we got right here now. So that YOLO experience that the young people, I love that they're not waiting. Look at the young people around you. They drive cars that our parents and grandparents wouldn't think of driving. They live,
Never lie.
pull up TikTok and look at the houses. Some of these young people are dancing and twerking in. They're living better than I've ever thought about living because they want it now. They want their reward now. Now, again, I'm not advocating anybody to go out and take part in the most reckless parts of what they're saying, but this is
Yeah.
my niece right here who's saying
He
yes,
could be saying that.
YOLO. She's all for
Yeah.
it. That's my baby.
That,
That's my heart. That is my baby. She drives
he,
a BMW, and I'm so proud of her because she's worked hard. She's an extremely hard worker. She got a degree. And so, unlike me, and waiting till you get to be your 40s and 50s, she's 32 years old, pushing a BMW. She takes trips, and we've got to get back to making time our friend
yes,
and not our
Johanna.
enemy.
I be getting my fat ass in and out of that same BMW. Sure do. You're gonna let me live that too. My
But that's
daughter.
but that's the thing, folks. And I'll leave people. I'll leave my viewers with this when it comes to time. And I wrote an article about this 15 years ago. It was called 24 Hours to Live. Do an experiment and take a piece of paper one day and write down a typical day, what your typical day looks like in 24 hours, what your day looks like. And I'm a pick on Hannah and Bert here for a second because you guys are parents with school-aged children. Because I want you to show you guys something. You know, Sherry's daughter is grown, Kenny's kids is grown, my knucklehead, you know, that's a whole nother story. But okay. So you guys have school-aged kids and you both work, you know, and you're building a family. So I want to do this separate, not together. I want y'all to do an experiment. 24 hours to live. Because whether you white, black, rich, old, young, or poor, nobody gets no more time than anybody else.
Right.
We all got 24 hours to live, and do this separately. Factor in how many hours a night you sleep. Factor in how many hours per day you work. So start there. Then what's left over, ask yourself, what are your normal everyday chores? And don't leave nothing out. How long, Hannah, does it take you in the morning to get up and get your look together? Brushing your teeth, washing your face, doing your hair, whatever your routine is. Factor that in and be honest. Then factor in how much time you spend returning phone calls, text messages. Then factor in how much time you spend helping kids get ready for bed, get up in the morning, fixing food for your family. You're going to be shocked at how much time is left just for you.
5 minutes.
You will be if you do it a real experiment, you're gonna be like, oh my God. And again, don't make it no special. Think about a normal day that what time do I wake up? Bert, the same thing. What time do I get up and what's my routine? And as a man, like we're men here, factor in how much time you on a regular basis, how many return calls you make, how many messages you answer, how much time you're on social media. If you like me, I got a beautiful bathroom because I love taking shits. Me and my shits are very personal. You know, I take two really good shits every day. That's my time. Where I'm in the bathroom and I do my social media in there. I do my research. I do my best research on the toilet.
Yeah.
My bathroom time is I have to have a beautiful bathroom because that is my time. I got my candle lit in there. That is, and so
Hey, hey, that's what's
how much
up.
time I spend in the bathroom.
That's what men do. No, you good, brother.
That's
what
why
we
I'm
do.
saying this to Bert, because I know a man understands this.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, listen, a lot of men, we can figure out the cure to a lot of diseases while we in the bathroom.
In the bathroom, women, in the
And we
bathroom.
ready to roll.
That is a sacred, blessed time when it's just about you.
Yep.
But again, do that experiment, and then how long you take your showers and whatnot. You're gonna be shocked though at how much time you have left just for yourself. And when you look at that, you're gonna go, "Oh my God, in any given 24-hour period, what am I doing with that time that's just left for me? And it will change how you think and do things, because you'll start to figure out what things you can eliminate, because you're going to find out, oh my God, I'm spending just as much time doing social media as I am with my kids. And it's going to blow you away. Or on the flip side of that, I'm spending so much time doing this and that, but I only call my mom once a week. I only call my brothers and sisters. So if I took a little bit of time from here and put it over there, how much more can you make time your friend instead of it being your enemy? And when you look at it from that perspective, there's no shame in growing old. It's a badge of honor. We talked about it at the top of the show. And that's when it's a blessing when you see these gray hairs. Kenny got some, I got some. We've earned them, and I love them. I
Yeah,
love them.
yeah.
I
Hey,
love them.
hey, hey, I'm gonna keep them. Hey, what's that stuff they these dudes be
That's
using
right.
for men? What is that
Right.
called?
Just for men. Just for
Nah,
men.
nah, nah. I'm gonna keep mine just for gray. It ain't
Yeah,
going
I
nowhere.
love it.
It's
I
staying,
love
and
it.
it's probably gonna be some more coming. So I'm
You
keeping
look good with it too, my brother. You went
Appreciate it.
and that's
Appreciate it. And you wear
you've
it well
earned.
too, brother.
There you
Yeah.
go. And so, Kenny, as an honor to you, guess what the next topic is?
Uh-oh.
Life between that dash, because again, that's what made me do this show. And for viewers out there, in case you don't get the concept behind that, Kenny, explain what you mean when you talked about that dash.
Well, when we all transition to a higher place, you look at the on the obituary, the day that you were born, the day that you will die. It's a dash right there. They put a dash.
Yep.
Whatever you do between that dash is what's important. Make sure you make anything that you do in that dash, between that dash, make it count. Because this isn't a rehearsal. You only get one life. So make sure whatever you do between that dash, you make it count.
I'm gonna add to that. Think about how much money people spend on a headstone when
Mm-hmm.
somebody passes by, and there's that dash from 19 such and so dash until such and so, beloved wife, mother, blah blah blah. And so when Kenny said this Monday night, this is what inspired me to have this conversation, because you know what life is really about is how you live between that dash. The Bible tells us that better is a person's day when they die than when they're born. And you might think that's kind of backwards. You know why? Because the way God sees it, you have an opportunity to build your name from when you come into this world. You're not even responsible for yourself. Your parents are. What you do from being an infant to the time you pass, if you make it to adulthood, that's who really the measure of the man is. It's
That's
what
right.
you do with that dash.
That's right.
And so, life between that dash, we've got to start to think more about who we are, who we want to be, and how we're perceived.
That's right. And and and
Because,
uh, and to
go
add
ahead.
to that, everybody's not gonna have the same amount of time between that dash either. And that goes back to you to the time. Is time your friend or is it your enemy? So you better make good use of your time because you never know.
So the question I'm going to ask my panel here is, and it's rhetorical, but you can also answer if you like. If right now, you know, I keep making these references to scripture, and if you believe in the Bible, whatever, but Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son had a famous line. She said, "Where will you be when the knock comes
Yes.
on the door?" So she talk
Yeah.
about when
Yeah.
they come to find you.
Right. Yeah.
We all know what that means, but in
Right.
a literal sense, if you had to leave now, what's your name? Who are you? What kind of fiance are you? What kind of brother are you? What kind of daughter? What kind of son are you? What kind of parent are you? So if we're talking about living up to that dash, It's rhetorical, but you're more than. I'll answer it first. Like, who am I? I've got work to do. That's who I am. I've got some work to do. My answer for me is that, we hear all the time, I'm a work in progress. But
Mm-hmm.
that's where we fool ourselves again, thinking we got a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Michael Jackson says the man in the mirror, making that change for me and doing this show. I made a commitment in January 1st of 2021 to date myself, to be better to myself. I'm adding to that list. I'm gonna be better to other people. For me, who I want to be, and in between that dash, I cannot afford anymore. I don't have the time anymore for pettiness, bitterness. I'm not saying we're not going to get angry and stuff like that, but I can't take that with me.
Yeah.
I can't take that with me. So who I want to be, that if that knock was to come, I do want to be a much better son. You know, Eloise
Yeah.
Young is mean, but she's the only one I got.
I know
Right.
that's right.
And
Hey, for
so
sure.
I got
Yeah.
to let a lot of that shit go.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
have a better relationship with my brothers and sisters than I've had in my entire adult life. Sherry can attest to that because I've been the black sheep outside, and I want to continue to nurture that. I call my sister almost on a regular basis, every day, I should say, and I tell her I love her. I end my calls with my brothers and sisters now with "I love you," and it's been catching them off guard.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know, because
Mm.
they don't really know what to say.
Right. Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And so I've
Yeah.
told you guys here tonight, I love you. Hon, I
Love
love
you
you.
too.
Kurt, I
We
love
love
you.
you too.
Kenny, I
Love you.
love you.
Love you, brother.
I mean that
Yes, we
sincerely.
love you.
I
You
love you
know.
too, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, that's who I want to be all the time. So for me, that's the life between that dash that I'm working on being better. And so again, I told Tasha, take care of yourself tonight. She was in a bad way, bad day, this and that. Baby, I got this. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You help me out. Do your thing, and take the night off. We got you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, anybody else can speak on that dash and where they are if they want to, but it's more rhetorical. Sis, you're shaking your head. What you got to say?
No, I just never thought of it like that until you explained what he mean by Kenny. What you mean by the dash? I never thought about that, and I always see that on obituaries. But to really think about that, what you going through and how you live in your life is the dash. Kenny, what made you come up with that? What made you think of that?
Man, Sherry, be honest with you, that just came. I gotta say the most high put that in my spirit because I just was on Monday night, like Black said,
He said it.
we did our final thoughts, and then I was talking about Tupac. It was the
Yep.
anniversary of his death. And I just talked
Mhm.
about him, being murdered at 25, but I talked about what he did between the dash. And I say, as we live, that's what's most important. It just came to me off the top of my dome. I mean, like I say, I
It
believe
hit
God.
me. I
God just
broke
put that
down,
in my
Kenny.
spirit.
I
You
broke
know,
all the way down Monday night. I
yeah.
That's a
broke
lot to
You
think
know,
about. It's a very
it
lot to
it,
think
it,
about.
it it broke me all the way down, my brother, into my spirit Monday night. And I couldn't, it was on my heart and so heavy. And it
yeah.
broke me all the way down because again, it brought all these things that I had been holding in and trying to, I'm strong, I'm gonna make it through and everything. And so that's what inspired this show, that expression you said, and I will never forget that.
Well, I'm glad I was able to inspire that to wait whatever
Mhm.
it is within you. It inspired you, brother, and that's what it's all about for me with brotherhood and sisterhood. It's about inspiring one another, not being up on all this divisiveness and all this stuff because we see that all the time on social media and the other way. Gender
Man,
wars and all this back and forth. Man, that divisiveness, this doesn't do us any good. Just like life between the dash, man. I want to be positive. I want to, whatever I'm doing, I want to be able to leave something and somebody to remember me by, you know what, Kendrick was a good dude. That's what I want people to know or my life between the dash and say, you know what, that Kendrick was a good dude. He was genuine. He was honest. He showed love. That's what I want people to remember about me with my dash.
Well, you are all of that and then some, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize how blessed I am in the sense that that there's all these expressions we live by when a door closes, a window opens, and things like that. I Everything about who I am comes from Al and Paul, my two brothers. Their personalities, they were night and day and everything. And this is funny, and Sherry gonna attest to this while we on here. When I look at y'all two, Sherry, who they remind you of? Kenny and Bert. Look at Kenny and Bert. Who they remind you of? Paul and Al.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I don't mean it in the sense that y'all polar opposites, but even the way you guys kind of look, and it's certain mannerisms about you. Uh, if you saw a picture of my brother Al, Bert, you'd be like, "Well, damn."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
Al looked like you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not even shitting you. So one brother was dark skinned, and Kenny, you have this Teddy P smoothness about you, man. That like,
True. Yeah.
that calmness about you. That's Paul.
Wow.
And
Wow. That's
Bert,
cool.
this quiet intellectual side. That's Al.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool, man.
God, for whatever reason, like I gained two brothers. That's why I call y'all brothers. That is why I
Oh,
use that expression. That's why I call y'all brothers.
I'm
You
honored,
know,
bro. I'm totally honored. Yeah, I'm speechless. And hey, that's what's up. I'm honored, my brother, for
I
sure.
I mean it's crazy. So that's why what's going on, brother Brenton.
What's up,
And
brother
so
Brenton?
and I'm gonna tell you something about this brother. Like I said, this is not so much a show for me as it is. It's a celebration of life. That brother right there, brother Brenton. Let me tell you something. I haven't known that man long, but to tell you the trueness of who he is, let a week or so go by. He picks up the phone. He don't
Mm,
text. And he
mm,
calls me and said, "Man, I'm just checking on you. Lee, you all right? You good?"
mm,
He picks up the phone. And that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about. That's why I love him.
Yeah. He
mm.
have this personality. Like I clued in a couple of Mondays on his show when you wasn't even on there. But he have this personality like you always knew him all along.
I
Mm.
I don't
haven't
know
known
about
him long,
he
but he
do.
don't he don't text you. He don't do that. He didn't reach out to me on Messenger or social media. He calls my phone. This is more than once. "Hey
Mm.
man, I'm just checking on you. You all right? Everything good? Blah blah blah." And I love him for that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
even when I've gone through something, he and Lamar spearheaded sending me some flowers. you know,
Wow.
and
Wow.
I've never told anybody this.
That's what's
That's
up.
how
That's
real these
what's up.
cats are.
Yeah, they
That's
both
how
are.
real these
That's
cats
dope.
are.
I didn't know that. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
Because and that's the beauty of it. They didn't do it to be noticed, to
That's
receive any
right.
recognition. It was that, "Hey man, we heard you was down, blah blah blah. We checking in on you, blah blah." And I love him for that. So, brother Britton, you see with it, you see his message. He said, "What's up, family?" He said, "I'm just checking in."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's brother Brent, man. And you know what's funny though? Me, you, and Brenton, Black. I think we all are January babies. I think we all
Whoa,
Capricorns.
he in January too?
Yeah, he a January baby too. I think me, you, and him are Capricorns.
Hey, that's
Hey,
sympathetic
hey,
though.
hey, brother Brenton, if you listen, if you watching, aren't you a Capricorn? You January, right?
Tell us.
Tell us
What
real
what what
quick.
what are you, Bert? What's your sign, man?
Oh man, I'm the infamous Scorpio.
You the Scorpio. Oh,
I'm the Scorpio.
Brent said, yes, sir, the 14th. Yep. So
14.
so you, Brenton, and myself, we all Capricorns, Black.
And my oldest friend, male friend, Sherry, what was he? A Scorpio.
Oh,
Michael
wow.
Kaufman.
Man, I'm bugging. This is
And
crazy.
again,
That's
I
man.
like I
It's the
said,
Wow.
energies.
but that's
Yeah. The
it
energy.
says something. Yeah.
Yeah, you said right, Brent. Bert, the energy. You
Yeah.
pick up on
Yeah.
people's energy and they vibrations, and you just click with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Bird,
Absolutely.
I've been bragging on their wedding more than like it's my wedding. I said, look,
Hey Sherry, listen, we ran across my family, other folks, and they've been saying the same thing. They're like, y'all better invite me. We got people coming from everywhere. Like this is like we the like I'm some type of pop star. I was like, but you know what? That's love. And that's love.
Yeah.
And to touch on what you were talking about, Kenny, that dash, that's people showing you how they feel about you and what they think about you. And that's that mark that you leave on folks. You know, when you're good people, when you're doing things the right way, and when you're touching folks, it gets reciprocated. You never know how, but look, for a wedding, everybody showing you love, want to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
yeah,
yeah,
Now,
at
God
the end of
willing,
the day,
we gonna be there. God willing,
yes.
we coming. We coming.
And I'm looking forward to that. And to tell you the truth, like you were saying, Kenny, whenever my time comes, whenever I transition on, I just want everybody to say, hey, listen, he was a good brother. He was down to earth. I want my son to say, hey, listen, he gave me all game. He was a great dad. And I just want everybody to know that, hey, listen, he loved everybody. And I'm here for everybody. And I'm saying that to you on the panel. If you ever need me, if you ever need to call me, I don't care what time it is, 3, 4 in the morning, my phone right next to me, hit me up. If you want me to listen, I'll listen. If you want
I
me to
know
talk to you,
that,
I'll
and I
talk.
believe that, and that's why I said I know I'm blessed. And Brother Brenton, you're right. We are bringing the love tonight. You might have missed the beginning. I was talking about the depression and the funk I was in because I lost a very dear friend. But yeah, and that's why I didn't want to. Death is not going to win. It's our enemy, and this is about love. And that's why I wanted to do this show because it is about love. And so, how do we live up to the real promise? You know, you must say, well, what's the promise? What promise am I talking about? Brother Brenton, you will appreciate this, you know, being a man of the cloth, so to speak. You know, the original promise that God had for us was that we live forever and that we be happy. That's why the scriptures tell us that the wages of sin is death, because death is the true enemy. So living up to the promise made my God was that we was all supposed to be fruitful, become many, you know, multiply and live a happy life forever. And that promise is still out there. So whatever you believe scripturally, you know, whatever, just about whatever religion, they all talk about a better life. We've been talking about transitioning on because the promise God made for us is to be happy, not to be sad.
That's right.
And
That's
so with
right.
that said, like I said, how do we live up to our best selves? You know, to all that we've been talking about. You know, about giving people their flowers. You know, while they're here, appreciating the time that we have, making it our friend. So I'm going to read a quote, and then I want to get you guys' opinion on it as we've been talking about this. Dead people receive more flowers than the living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude.
Wow.
Mm,
I'm going to say
mm,
that again.
Yeah, please.
mm,
Dead people receive more flowers than the living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude. What does that mean for you?
mm,
Because you know
mm,
what? My interpretation of that is like maybe of the guilt of not doing or giving them those flowers while they were alive, and not, you know, doing what you ought to do or what was in your head. You never acted upon it. So now it's like it's too late. So you're showering them instead of showering them while they're still here. When you can look them in the eyes and you can see that smile and see that tear coming down their eye because you appreciate them so much.
Yep,
So if anything, that's something that we have to definitely step our game up on. Everybody do, you know, and it's not that everybody's being mean. We letting life get in the way sometimes. And sometimes, like you said, do that writing down on the paper, your time and everything, and you'll realize, hey, listen, I need to call my dad. Hey, dad, you are a man's man. Grandpa and grandma will be proud of you, and I love you. You know,
absolutely.
things of that nature. You know, it
Absolutely.
does somebody so good, and it helps out with their well-being on top of that, because you don't know what they're going through. I was thinking about you, Black, and when you was talking about going through that, you know, I think Hannah felt something in the force, because she was just like, make sure you get in contact with Leo just before you sent out the link for the show, just to see how you were doing.
wow.
I
And
appreciate, man.
And it's funny, Bert. I was thinking the same. I was thinking the same thing. Some kept telling me, "Man, let me just reach out to Black just to see,"
Yeah.
because I know you was in the process of moving. I knew you had a lot of stuff going on, and for some reason, just life got in the way, and I didn't reach out to you. And you know,
Yeah.
and I want to apologize for not reaching out to you and checking on you, man,
You
because
too, Black. You too.
a lot of times we don't know what people are going through. Just like you said on Monday, we did the show, brother. I did, you was Black. You did your thing. But but that shows a lot of times that as men, a lot of times we be going through, but you will never know it. So, like I said,
We
I want to specifically apologize for not reaching out.
no need,
And
my
when you
brother,
going through that, and I'm going to do better
because it's a
doing that.
two-way street. Because I
Yeah,
also didn't know you were sick, and that's the point.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
point that as men, we on this island alone because I'm not gonna tell another man what I'm going through. I'm depressed. I'm gonna keep it to myself. And
mm,
I'm sick, so I'm just I'm take care of myself. So how you doing? Well, I'm getting by, and it's a two-way street. No need to apologize because when I said the expression, I went media dog. It's on me too. You guys are my brothers, and I wasn't. I could have easily said, "Hey, man, I lost a really good friend, man. I'm going through something right now," and let you know what I'm going through. But I kept it all bottled in.
yeah,
And
yeah.
again, your words cut so deep. I had to get off the show quick.
Wow. Yeah.
I had to get off the show really quick because it shamed me
Mm, mm,
in a lot of ways, and it
yeah.
made me, because I was keeping it in. I didn't want my sister Sherry to see me crying. Tasha was here, so I had the distraction of all of the moving, and I was bottling it in. But every night, I was thinking I never got to say goodbye. And then I asked Tasha a question this past weekend. I said, I feel so guilty that the sun is shining and we sitting here eating and we laughing. I said, is it wrong that I'm not, suffering more? And she told me something pretty cool that, but again, I didn't want to let go in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you travel on the highway and you see a funeral procession
Yeah.
and they
Hmm.
going all slow and we get impatient.
Hmm.
We want to get around them because we got places to be,
Hmm.
and then for a moment, I put myself in their shoes. Whoever they lost, they probably wish that the sun didn't shine that day. They probably wish that the world came to a stop and a standstill because they've lost somebody precious. But life just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, yeah,
Life goes on, traffic goes
yeah.
on,
Right.
you know.
No,
And
but you know
so,
what, brother?
go
You
ahead,
know, you
sis.
know what, brother? I got the honor to meet your friend, and
Right. Mhm.
and Kenny and Bert. I didn't know this man from Adams. Freddie just told me he wanted to come to New York and that he was coming. He told me he wanted, him to come and he won't stay with me. I told him, okay, no problem. I told him
Hmm.
straight, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I told him, but long as he don't work, he don't got no problem with me smoking my weed, we good.
Right, right.
So
Yeah,
he came.
yeah.
He was a really beautiful person, and he
Mm,
came. I'm always got food. You can eat. I told him, listen, this is where you're gonna sleep. You can sleep here. Everything. And he wanted
mm,
to go to the projects
mm.
to see how, I guess whatever he heard about it. But we had such a good time. He went back when he got back to Memphis. He had people hating me because he had such a good time. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? But he
Yeah,
was a really
No.
great
He
person.
he. This was a beautiful spirit that left
yeah.
again. That left us too
Man.
too quickly, you know. But again, highlighting, like I said, that this statement, it talked about the dead people receiving more flowers because I went on social media. I'm
And I
coming to you, Kenny, in a
okay.
second. And they showed all these balloons going up, and there's a bunch of people saying goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. But you know what? Regret, is stronger than gratitude because not enough of us maybe appreciated him while he was here. And I don't want you to lose your thought. Go ahead, Brother Kenny.
I want you to read that statement again, brother Lee. So read
Uh-huh.
that statement one more time.
It says, dead people receive more flowers than the living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude.
And you know what came to my mind is I think we all probably can have experienced this at a funeral of a loved one, where you have a particular family member that acts a plum fool, that's crying and falling out and all that, but was giving that person that's in that casket the biggest hell while they were alive. That's that guilt. That's that's what that is.
Yep.
That is, if they would have done what they should have done by that loved one
Yep.
at the funeral, they wouldn't be falling all out and got to
Yep.
fan them and all that kind of stuff, because they probably was the one that didn't
Yep.
give that person their flowers while they were alive, but gave them hell.
Give him hell. And Kenny, I call that carrying rocks. Me and Sherry talk about this all the time, and that's why even people, you don't want to carry bricks around. So again, that's why even with my own family, my oldest brother, we went some 20 years without even speaking. Not we weren't even angry at each other, but just there's such a big age gap, and I'm so grateful now. So again, when we do our duo as a family every 2 weeks, I try to end and say, I love you guys. Love y'all.
That's what's
You know
up.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like I said, I laugh inside because it's been catching them off guard, to hear me say it, because our family is not one to be affectionate, but
Mm,
I don't want to carry no bricks and I don't want to carry no regrets. And so I'm
yeah.
going to read one final thing. Someone has a beautiful smile that strikes you. Tell them. You find that bulbous eyes fascinating? Tell them. You are struck by your seatmate's cologne. There is no shame in telling them you like their scent. Whatever it is, share those compliments. Flowers to those to whom they ought to be given. So, yes, post them on your Instagram, WhatsApp, or wherever. Give them those phone calls. Go hard on the outings and spend quality time and all the other forms of expression you have to celebrate your people. This does not mean they may do similar for you, but what's important is you have shown how you feel about them, and that's what counts.
Wow, man, that's a mic drop moment. That's a mic drop moment. I don't even know what to add to that. That sums it up in a nutshell.
That sums it
Yeah.
up. And I know we didn't do 2 hours, but that does sum it up. That I hope if you don't take nothing else from it, it's not about them. What matters is what you do. So we don't have no regrets, carry no bricks. We have the power in our hands to do it, to tell one another how we feel about each other. You know, you look nice. Your hair, like you said, Brother Kenny, that's what it's all about. So I just wanted to come on and let you guys know I am back. I will not stay away again that long. Um, life is short.
Well, we glad
Short,
you back. We
you
glad
know.
you back. We glad you
Thank you.
back.
I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you,
Uh,
brother.
and we know that you dealing with something, and we're gonna keep you lifted up in prayer, my
Thank
brother.
you, thank you,
For sure.
thank
And
you.
and remember, the sun will shine again, and will continue to shine. So
I know that it takes
and you
time.
you got people to that love you, and I'm gonna be real with you. You're not gonna grieving is gonna you're not gonna be the same black. You're not. When you lose a loved one, you won't be the same, and you shouldn't expect to. But
Yep,
life will continue. Life will go on, and just cherish those good moments that you had with your
absolutely,
Good
absolutely.
memories. Good memories.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, fellas, like I said, I love you guys. And until the next show, I've said it multiple times this show. I'm going to continue to say it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate every last one of you more than you know. For anybody who comes back and watches this show, Lee didn't do it for 2 hours. It wasn't meant to be tonight. This was a celebration of life, not death. And I
Hmm.
just wanted to let you guys know where I'm at and the journey I'm on. And I love everybody that's been tuning in and riding this journey with me. I thank you guys more than you will ever know, and it is lifting me up. And
Good,
so
good,
I will not
good,
be media dark anymore. I will
good.
get back to being myself as much as I can. I love you all, sis. You know
We
you my
love you.
heart,
Yeah,
my
we love you
brothers.
too. Let me
Y'all my
ask you this,
brothers.
Black,
Uh
before we
huh.
go.
Uh huh.
Are you gonna go back to Saturdays or are you gonna stay on Sundays? What have you decided on that yet?
I haven't made a full decision on it yet. What I'm working on is a new intro because we're still technically in the summer. I do think that probably when the daylight saving times hit, I
Okay,
might end up going back to Saturdays, but I haven't made a firm decision on it yet.
okay,
I might even do a little poll and ask, the viewers, would they prefer keeping it on Sundays or
okay.
not? My
Right.
favorite time of year is coming. So I love fall and winter. It's going to get cold.
I
Uh,
hate that. I hate fall and
you
winter.
hate, you hate this is my
I
favorite time of year, man.
especially winter, and I was born in the
Ah,
winter time, so go
I love
figure.
it. Kenny, I love it, man. I actually am more active when it gets colder. Today here in Atlanta, because of I guess the remnants of whatever new storm is brewing, it's
Mhm.
been a dreary, dark day. I've been happy about the weather. It's gonna be that way for the next couple of days. I'm happier. I love everything about it. Um,
Uh,
Winter is coming.
I'm
winter is a
good.
coming. It's my favorite time of year. I don't care how cold it gets. I love it. I love it. I hate summer.
You got your gray sweatpants ready? Because you know the women talking about they ready to see them gray
They- they-
sweatpants, Black.
I, I got a couple of pairs of them, and just and then bring y'all even further up to speed. Man, this building I live in is some fat pussy hoes walking around here. Yes, sir. I'm talking about it's some bad hoes walking around here, and I'm just gonna tell you, and in some kind of way, this is a building for young people. I think I might be like one of the oldest men in here. There's a lot of gays in this building. And so
Uh,
when they see that I'm a heterosexual man, I've been kind of walking around. I'm gonna give you an idea of what kind of building this is. When you have to you got this thing on your car where you drive and the gate comes up and you come up to your floor, whatnot, so nobody can get up there. But when you're downstairs, I see pink, metallic pink. What's them expensive trucks everybody drive?
man,
Range,
so,
SUVs,
Range Rover.
Range Rover.
okay.
My neighbor, my very next door neighbor, this bitch so bad it don't even make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense whatsoever. And they just as friendly. And so I've been traipsing through the halls looking like a bum, but when I get it together
Well,
and I'm having a housewarming, my housewarming's gonna be my coming out party. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna reserve the place downstairs so when my guests come, they can sit around and shoot pool and stuff. And that's when even the two leasing chicks, they've been flirting. So when Tasha came, I had to let them know, oh, this is a friend, because I didn't want to mess up my thing. You know,
chum is in the water.
women be paying
Chum
attention,
is in the water. This is where
Yeah,
man. I tell you,
man.
chum is in the water.
Oh
yes,
my God.
sir, yes, sir. And then this area, about 5 minutes from here, I almost broke down in tears my first couple of days here. Giving you guys a little insight here. You know how in New York City you got when LA you got Rodeo Drive, and in New York
Mhm,
City you got Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
mhm.
5 minutes from my house is the most exclusive shopping area here in Atlanta. I'm talking about your Nordstrom, your Neiman Mark, whatever the big stores, the Gucci, the Poochies. All you see is if somebody said right now, well, what area you live in, Lee? I could tell you like this: come to Atlanta and look for the Porsche dealership or look for a Mercedes dealership. I can walk up there. That's the
Wow.
area I live in.
Okay.
My
All
man.
right.
My
I was
man.
in Kroger's.
Yeah.
Kroger's is my store anyway.
I was just going to ask you about Kroger's. They got some Kroger's out that way.
I was in Kroger. I go to Kroger's every couple of days.
Boy,
I was in Kroger's the other day.
boy.
I'm talking about white and black. I'm talking about some of the baddest women you ever want.
I knew he was gonna say.
Even a white woman, ass is fatter than a three-headed cat walking around. Oh my God! I'm just, I'm standing around just behind the sheet, like, oh, you know, I came
I've
up.
never heard that. A three-headed.
I'm trying to tell you, of course, a regular cat gonna eat for one. I'm talking about ass is fat. But I still stood back and I was like, oh my God. Like, it's
That's
just
hilarious.
Well, you gonna like
absolutely
the Exorcist over there,
ridiculous.
man. Your head gonna be
Man,
spinning.
even when you're taking your trash, it's some bad women and they young. This seems to be a building where either they move in for status or they rich people put them in this building.
Mhm.
And I was asking the leasing lady on the weekend when me and Tasha was in there. I was like, do they have events? Oh yeah, with Halloween coming, we're gonna have an Oktoberfest and this and that.
Oh
So
boy.
I'm getting all of my ducks in a row because COVID is real.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna be dragging these hoes in for a hot bath and soup.
Oh, you gonna be like Jaws out there.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to get back on that horse. I'll tell you.
Literally.
Hey, no way. It is going down.
Man,
It's
you
going
He
down.
gonna have
wild. You
to come
wild,
out
Lee.
there and she ain't gonna want to leave.
But my niece supposed to be coming. She not gonna
Uh-huh.
want to leave.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
actually I can't. I'm old. I can't take advantage of all the stuff. Even though me and Tasha worked, the restaurants around here, some of the best food. Anyway, I said all to say, look, my brothers, y'all have an open invitation. If you come to Atlanta, I want you to come to Atlanta. You got a place to stay.
yes, sir.
You got a place to stay. Brother Kenny, if you ever think about making a trip to the A, come on, my brother.
You know what's funny? I may be in the A in maybe a year because a friend of mine that I actually was Chuck Wool. I was a black Chuck Woolery. I actually ended up hooking up. I was in these singles group on Facebook. Long story
Uh-huh.
short, a friend of mine, a female friend of mine that I met through another group, she was interested in a guy, buddy of mine that I met in another group. Ended up, I played Chuck Wool, got them hooked up. They started dating. Now they engaged. Now they getting married. I want to say next September. And he lives in Atlanta. He just moved to Atlanta about a
Okay.
year ago. So I may be in Atlanta. So
All right, so we
you
Man,
gonna say
gonna
I'll
come to
be
the
there
wedding?
don't
too.
wait no year.
No,
You have an
I got
you
you.
have an
Okay,
open invitation.
got you.
I'll come. Han and Bert, y'all came. I was in a different place before. My brother, my sister, y'all come on through. You got a place to stay. It's beautiful, man. Y'all got an open invitation.
Thank you, sir.
I've been telling my sister this, and I'll say it to you guys. People who love me, who in my circle, please take advantage of this damn place. I'm paying for it.
Yeah, I know.
I
Got
know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
even if I don't take advantage, please take advantage. If you just you know what, I want to get away for a weekend, please come.
yeah.
Take advantage of it. It's here. The hospitality, y'all are more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? So please
Yes.
come. And Hannah and Bert, I saved it for this show. I am coming to visit you guys. I'm gonna drive up and visit you guys.
That's what's up.
Good. Listen, we can't wait for it. We can't
I mean,
wait.
that's it. So, sis, you already know. I'm waiting on you and my niece to come down. So I'm gonna get it together. When I get it together, I'm gonna show y'all what I've done.
All right,
I'm
we
gonna
waiting
We
on it. I'm
know
gonna
it.
be watching. I'm gonna be watching.
show y'all what
Straight
I've done.
up.
So
Hmm.
I'm gonna let everybody go. My spirits are already lifted. I'm so glad I did this show tonight because like I said, from Monday, it was in my spirit. Kenny, thank you, my brother.
You welcome, my brother.
More than
Much
you
love
know.
to you. Much
And
love and much
seeing y'all
respect.
faces, man, y'all have done me a world of good. So it's not enough to talk to you guys. I'm glad I got to see you guys. So
Yeah,
love
yeah.
everybody. I'll see you guys on Sunday. And if not, we'll be talking on social media because I'm not dark anymore. I'm coming back to the light.
Already.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Love you guys. Peace.
All right.
I'm gonna get it early.
Yes.